Hey, it's Johnny Jones. I'm here at home, and today I was looking at this Cobra 29 that I made a video of on a while back that just had horrible modulation, as you can hear. And so I know someone added talkback. That's not a big deal. But there was other shit that looked like somebody put some extra things in there, and I had no idea about. So I went searching online for. If you want a place to find out where CBs go to be hacked up into pieces, go to cbtricks.com. It's a great website for finding out where people screw things up. And so I went on pctricks.com, and they were teaching me how to do a swing kit. So I need to unsolder something. I need to put a capacitor there. I need to put a resistor there. What's that look like to you right there? Does that look like a resistor? Would you bet my sweet ass that there's a capacitor on the other side in the same place? Well, you don't have to. I'll save you the burden. Yes, there's a frickin' capacitor in the same place on the other side that they tell you to put it. Right there. Come on. Yep, see it right above that inductor there? Capacitor. So far, this thing has had talkback, swing kit. They did something with the meter. I don't know if they just installed another light that like burnt out, or it's like melting the inside of the light. If anything is going to make me smarter, it's going to be fixing this piece of shit. Oh boy. Okay, so a quick note on this Cobra 29. I figured out how to wire the S meter up. Orange goes down to the SWR side, so the green side on the back, and the red and black go to the calibration side. Alright, so I've soldered the S meter back into place. There's no brackets for it, so it's just, if I pushed in right here right now, it would push right back in there. So I'm gonna have to Gorilla Glue it, because the little brackets that hold it onto the faceplate are broken completely off. So I got that fixed. Alright, so I just wanted to show that the calibration and the SWR meter do work, and I'll show you that now. So that should be the calibration button. Sometimes it does this. Hold on. That I gotta fix too. So it's calibrated already. We'll hit SWR, and it's basically 1-to-1, just a tad over. We go to 40. The calibration should be right anyway. Yep. So the SWR on 40 is just like 1.1, 1.2. 1.2 is what we have on our standalone meter, so that's what I will assume this one's reading. So far, success. We need to glue this meter in because it's broke on the inside. I think this is just going to be our experiment radio, and we're just going to do all kinds of shit to this and find out a lot of things. Anyways, wanted to show that. So, I talked to a guy on the radio. He said I sounded good, but I have to keep my RF gain like all the way at 40%. I trimmed down the potentiometer on VR4 because they had it cranked all the way up. Well, VR4 I think is bypassed by a clip diode, so we're just going to check our modulation here in a minute and see if they can hear us well. Alright, so this is the problem with this 29. The modulation does distort after a certain point on the mic gain. So they have clipped something or uninstalled something, or I mean not uninstalled, installed a swing kit. I know they did that. But what was making the talkback sound so horrible, and I was thinking that it was constantly distorted, was this right here. See that resistor for the talkback? Now, I am not good enough to just read colors like that. I have to look them up. Well, look what I found. says resistor 68 ohms. That's too low. You have to use like a 100 ohm, or you can go, I think, more than that. But 100 ohm resistor is like, I think what you're supposed to use. You can't use less than that or it'll sound too distorted. So they used a resistor that was way too low for the talkback. I'm gonna go ahead and install another resistor in line and see how it sounds through that. Because I want this thing to have talkback just so I can sell it easier if I ever do sell it. Alright, so we went ahead and took that resistor off the PA and external speaker jacks because it was way too low for what talkback needs to be. It was a 68 ohm resistor rather than 100. And look what I found. Let me back up a bit. And this might take a little while for me to find here. You see that? You see where it says D11 and there's a little piece of metal sticking up out of it? Right there. That diode is clipped. That's actually to limit modulation so you don't sound like crap. So they clipped that. I knew something was funny with this because in order to sound decent on the radio, you had to have your mic gain like turned down to a certain point. Otherwise you start splattering. So that's what they did, is they clipped the damn D11 in there. I'm pretty sure that goes to the automatic, what's it called? The ALC circuit. Anyways, or is it AMC circuit? Audio modulation control? I think so. I'm pretty sure it's AMC then. Either way, so that allows you to like just splatter all over the channels and sound like a fucking idiot. I'm relatively new at all of this, and even I know this is not how you do things. They got just the worst looking shit I've ever seen in here. I'm gonna have to make so many friggin' videos. I guess I'm gonna have to put them all together. I've made so many videos on this so far, just how crappy it is. I'm just gonna compile them all together in one, I guess. Maybe we'll get it working. I would also like to add that when you have D11, that diode clipped, you can't change your modulation with VR4. VR4 is a potentiometer right there. Right, where are you? There you are. Yeah, see that potentiometer? You can't actually adjust that VR4 with that the diode clipped. So that's why I kept messing with that and nothing was happening. And I'm like, what in the hell's going on? So I messed with VR4 and I thought I had done something, but it turns out I just had the mic gain down a lot. So holy crap, that's what they did, is they bypassed that circuit by clipping that diode. Alright, that makes so much more sense now. Now I got to put the diode back in line. I don't know if I'll take the swing kit or not out of it or not. I don't know if that needs to be done, but definitely we need to put that diode back together. So I guess we'll do that now. Alright, so I put in a 100 ohm resistor where that 68 ohm resistor where it was for the talkback function. Solder job isn't the greatest in the world. I wish I had a wider soldering iron tip. Alright, so that's the diode that I fixed right there. That's D11. As you can see, it looks almost like I repaired it, but no, it's soldered back together. They just clipped the leg and lifted it. So I put it back together. I just bent that back down, put a little flux on there, well, a lot of flux on there, and just touch it with a soldering iron. I knew I didn't want to mess around too much in there because there's a lot of wires you can melt. So I wanted to hit that shit really hard with flux so it would stick right to it. So let's get this thing turned on and see what it sounds like, see if it's fixed. Okay, so we got all that straightened out now. The resistor's in place and the diode's been fixed. Let's see how it sounds. This is our talkback test. Talkback 1 2 1 2 3 4 5. Talkback 1 2. Sounds a lot better than before. Let's adjust let's see how much our modulation is. Let's see if we're over modulating. So let's calibrate that. Let's play our tone, 1000 hertz. Alright. Modulation percent. Test modulation. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sounds like good modulation. We swing all the way up to 100% on high peaks. Alright, so the modulation, the VR4 potentiometer for the modulation, sir, it's working. You can actually turn that. It doesn't look like it actually works like it should, because the modulation, we still modulate even with the damn potentiometer turned all the way to infinite frickin' resistance. So I guess it has to do with the swing kit. I am not sure. You know, I don't know. I'm just a tech wannabe. But the VR4 works now. I thought it didn't, but it's working now. We have a 2-watt dead key, which is great. You know, nothing that we could run an amp through this. Modulation's working well. We sound fine. Tested on the radio, we sound fine. Got the VR4 turned up. Make sure we aren't over modulating. We're fine on that. I got Dynamic all the way up to make sure that we give this thing as much power as possible and it knows what to do with it. Anyways, so this has been a relative success. Got the meter hooked up. Talkback sounds good now. We've got the modulation under control now, so we can actually, instead of having that clip diode, we can actually use that potentiometer to keep from splattering everywhere. So yeah, overall a decent day. So this is Johnny Jones. I forgot what to say for a second. This is Johnny Jones. I'm here at home, and I'll see you later. Nice job.